Welcome back to Udofia Animations. In part 1, we witnessed how Mary's wedding day turned into a shocking moment of truth as secrets were revealed. In this part 2, the story takes an even deeper turn, as Mary makes a final decision and justice catches up with Chike. A big thank you to all our channel members and every viewer who continues to support and promote this channel. Your encouragement keeps us moving forward in spreading these powerful stories.
Mary, what are you doing here? I did not expect you at all. I hope there is no problem, because from the way you are standing, I am almost thinking you came here to fight me or to accuse me of something. Please, if there is anything, let us settle it calmly. I do not want any trouble. Janet, calm down. I came here not for trouble but for peace. I have been carrying so many questions in my heart, and I felt that instead of assuming things, I should come to you directly. You know, sometimes what destroys people is not the truth but silence, and I have decided not to remain silent anymore. Janet, I am here because I sense something is wrong around me and I know you can help me understand it. Really? That is unexpected from you, Mary. Honestly, I thought you hated me so much that you would never even step into my house, not to talk of asking me for help. But if you have truly come in peace, then sit down. You are welcome. You can tell me whatever it is that is bothering you. Thank you, Janet. You see, there is something strange about how everything has been happening lately. The sudden rush about this marriage, the insistence, the pressure, the way even my own father turned against me because I tried to suggest patience. All these things are making me feel like I am being deceived. Janet, I know you are connected to all this in one way or another, and that is why I came to you. Please, I want you to tell me the truth. Mary, you don't know how difficult it has been for me to hold all this in. Honestly, I never wanted to get involved, but conscience has been disturbing me every single day. Yes, you are right. There is a secret. Peter and his friend Chike have been planning everything in a way that is not for your good. They are hiding things from you. This whole rush is because they know if you are given more time, you will discover the truth. Janet. What are you saying? Please, don't hold anything back. I beg you in the name of God, tell me clearly what Peter and Chike have been planning. Mary, Peter does not love you as he claims. He and Chike are after something else, your father's wealth, the honor, and the influence that will come with marrying into your family. That is why they are desperate to get the wedding done quickly. They even said openly that once the marriage is sealed, nobody can stop them anymore. I am telling you the truth, because I cannot bear to watch you walk into a trap. So. It is true. All my fears were not in vain. Janet, thank you. You have saved me from blindness.
Peter, this silence from Janet is giving me no rest at all. You know her type, she is soft and she talks too much when she feels pressured. What if Mary goes to her and she begins to talk carelessly? Everything we have planned with so much energy will crumble before our very eyes. I am not comfortable sitting back here pretending as though all is well when in reality danger may be standing at our doorstep.
You are right, Chike. I have been thinking the same thing since yesterday. Mary has been unusually suspicious. She is moving around in ways that I cannot understand, and it looks like she is trying to uncover what is going on. If Janet, out of pity or fear, decides to open her mouth to Mary, then all our sleepless nights and hard work will be wasted. And I cannot afford to let that happen. Not now, when the victory is so close, not when my wedding arrangements are already being discussed openly.
Then we cannot sit idle, Peter. I suggest we go to Janet right away. We must confront her one-on-one and let her know that her silence is not optional, but compulsory. If she dares to reveal anything to Mary, then she will regret it deeply. This is not the time for delay. Delay is dangerous. If we waste more time, we may walk into our own downfall.
Yes, Chike. You are right again. We must move quickly. There is no more time to debate or weigh possibilities. Let us go straight to Janet's house. I will look her in the eye and demand her loyalty. I will make her understand that one careless word from her mouth will not only destroy me but will also bring consequences upon her. Let us go at once.
Then let us not waste a single moment. Get up, Peter. We must go before it is too late.
Look at them.
My beloved viewers, we will end the story here for now, right at this tense and unexpected moment. What will happen next? Will Peter and Chike succeed in silencing Janet, or will Mary's courage expose their hidden secrets once and for all? The answers await in part 2. So keep your notifications on, stay connected with Udofia Animations, and be ready for the unfolding drama. Part 2 is coming soon.
Mary, please, forgive me. I have wronged you in ways words cannot explain. My heart was blinded by foolishness, but I cannot imagine losing you now.
Peter, do not be too quick with your words. Forgiveness is not something to be demanded on the spot. Let me first meet my father and discuss everything. Then we can decide what the way forward should be.
Mary, I beg you, do not let this matter get to your father's ears in a way that will ruin me. He has always looked upon me with kindness. If he hears distorted words, all my efforts will be destroyed.
That is why I said, let me speak to him myself. I want things to be clear and open. Only then can we know if your apology is genuine or not.
Very well, Mary. I will wait. I only hope your father will see my heart and not the shadows cast by others. Papa, I come before you with a heavy heart. I have made mistakes, grave mistakes. But I beg you, do not cast me away. Do not let your daughter despise me before hearing my side.
Peter, humility is good, but it must be genuine. Speak plainly. What is it that troubles you so much? Sit down, please.
I fear that whispers may reach you, whispers twisted to make me appear as a wicked man. Papa, I have only loved Mary. Yes, I have faltered, but my intentions remain pure. I throw myself at your mercy before the storm grows.
You speak well, but words alone cannot cleanse a man's deeds. If my daughter brings a matter to me, I will weigh it carefully. So be sure, Peter, that truth will always rise above pretense.
Papa, I only pray you judge me by what is real, not by what others may say. I am ready to do whatever it takes to prove my loyalty.
We shall see, Peter. We shall see.
Who's in the house? Peter? You are here already? I told you clearly that I would speak with my father first, yet you rushed ahead to him. What is the meaning of this?
Mary, my heart could not wait. I thought it best to come and humble myself before your father, so he may see my sincerity before any misunderstanding takes root. But now that you are here, I will excuse myself. I do not wish to cause further discomfort.
My daughter, I have just heard this young man pleading before me with words of repentance. He spoke as one who is remorseful, yet something in me wonders if his tears are genuine. Tell me, what exactly is troubling you?
Father, I am glad you asked, because I have held my peace for too long. Peter is not the man he pretends to be. Behind all his false humility lies a cunning plan. He does not love me as he claims. His eyes are fixed on your wealth, Father, because he knows I am your only child.
That is a strong accusation, Mary. Do you have reason to believe this is truly his intention and not just your fear?
Father, I have watched his actions closely. Whenever he speaks to me, his words are wrapped in affection, but his conversations always turn to your estate, your lands, and the influence you command. He asks what will become of it when you are gone, and he speaks as though he already owns what you labored for. He hides behind sweet words, but his heart is greedy. I fear if I join myself to him, he will bring ruin to this family and trample on the love and respect you and Mother have built.
I could not help but hear what you were saying, my child. And I believe it is good that you have spoken now. I, too, have observed Peter for some time, and though he bows and speaks softly, his eyes are restless, always measuring and calculating. A man who truly loves does not constantly weigh the riches of his beloved's father.
Thank you, Mother. This has troubled my heart for so long. I kept silent because I did not want to bring shame to our home, but today, after Janet spoke the truth at the ceremony, I realized I could not continue to cover what is wrong.
This is a serious matter indeed. I listened to Peter earlier. His words were smooth, but a father's spirit is not easily deceived. I sensed his desperation, and though he wrapped it in humility, it seemed more like fear of exposure than true repentance. Now, hearing both of you, I must be watchful.
Husband, let us not take his words at face value. If his heart is not clean, then giving our daughter to him is like putting her into a fire and watching her burn while he smiles. Wealth can attract men, but only a man of integrity will guard it, not waste it.
Father, Mother, I do not seek a man who bows outwardly yet schemes inwardly. I want a man who will stand beside me in truth and honor, not one who sees me only as a gateway to riches. Please, believe me when I say Peter's intentions are not pure. If I marry him, he will drain not only your wealth but also my peace.
My daughter, you have done well to open your heart. It is better to face the truth now than to regret later. As for Peter, we shall test his words and weigh his actions carefully. If his plans are indeed as you say, he shall not find a place in this family.
You fool. I told you to be careful, didn't I? I warned you over and over again that everything must be handled with wisdom, yet you went ahead and destroyed our plan with your carelessness. Now look at the mess we are in.
Chike, please, calm down. Do not let your anger consume you. Things are not yet lost. I only tried to protect myself before matters grew worse.
Protect yourself? Protect yourself? When I told you clearly to silence Janet before the wedding day? You were supposed to pay her off, make sure her lips were sealed, and let the wedding go on smoothly. But instead of handling that small task, you squandered the money and embezzled it. And because of your greed, Mary could not even hold her tongue until after the wedding. She exposed you in front of everyone, and now your name is being dragged in the mud.
Chike, I did not squander it out of neglect. I thought I could manage Janet in my own way, that she would not have the courage to speak. I miscalculated. Please, do not abandon me now. I can still fix this. I went to Mary's house this very day. I humbled myself before her father, and from his words, I can tell he is still willing to move forward with the wedding. There is hope if only you trust me to handle it.
Peter, listen to me clearly. If this wedding does not work out as we planned, you will refund every single coin I spent on your behalf. Every chair, every drink, every gift that went out in your name, I will drag it out of your flesh if I must. I put my neck on the line for you, and you dare gamble everything away with foolishness?
Chike, I promise you, I will not let this fail. I promise you with all that I have, I will fix this. Janet will not speak again, I will silence her myself. And Mary's father will see only the humility I showed him, not the accusations. The wedding will still stand, and nothing will be lost.
For your sake, it had better be so. Because if I lose a single thing from this, your life will be worth less than dust.
Janet, so it has come to this. I trusted you with silence, yet you chose to open your mouth and disgraced me before Mary and her family. Do you know what you have done?
Peter, do not come here and pretend as though I owed you anything. You thought your secret schemes would remain hidden, but I could not stand by and watch Mary walk into destruction. If you are ashamed, it is because your deeds are shameful.
Enough of your righteous talk, Janet. I am warning you now, once and for all. If another word about me escapes your lips, you will regret it bitterly. You think you can play with me, but you have no idea the fire you are toying with.
Threaten me all you want, Peter. But truth does not bow to fear. If you cared about Mary even half as much as you claim, you would not be scheming behind her back. Do what you will, I will not be silent while you ruin her life.
You are pushing me, Janet. And when I finally strike, you will not like the outcome. This is your final warning. Stay out of my way, or you will bear the cost.
So this is what it has come to. Everything I worked for, everything I planned with Peter, now stands on the edge of destruction because of one careless mistake. I cannot afford to lose everything. No, not after all the money I poured into this scheme, not after all the favors I called in to make sure Peter would have his wedding. The plan was simple. Mary, the only daughter of her father, the only heir to all his wealth. Once Peter married her, he would automatically gain access to everything. The lands, the estates, the businesses, all of it would one day flow into his hands. And with me beside him, we would control it all. That was the dream. That was the reason I invested so heavily. But now, Janet's loose tongue has set fire to everything. Mary has started to suspect, and Peter's foolishness only makes matters worse. Yet I cannot step back now. Too much has been spent, too much is at stake. If this wedding does not go on, I will lose not only my money but also my fodder. No, I will not let it happen. Peter must marry Mary by all means. Even if I must threaten, manipulate, or force the matter, this wedding will stand. Her father's wealth must not slip from our hands. Peter may be weak, but I will not allow weakness to destroy the prize we have labored for. By any means necessary, this wedding must happen. I cannot afford to lose everything.
Ah, Mr. Okoro, in all my years of attending weddings, I have never seen anything like what happened today. It is one thing to hear of objections in stories or rumors, but to sit down and watch a wedding scatter before our very eyes, it is something that will remain in my memory for years to come. The shame, the confusion, the way people were whispering and looking around. I could hardly believe it.
You are very right, Madam Ades. I was sitting not far from the front, and when that young lady, Janet, stood up with boldness and spoke against the wedding, the whole place froze. The pastor himself was taken aback, and you could see the shock on his face. I tell you, my body went cold because that kind of public disgrace is not common. A wedding is supposed to be a joyful event, where families unite and celebrate, but what we saw today was more like a courtroom scene where secrets were being exposed.
Exactly. And what troubles me even more is the magnitude of the claim. For Janet to stand before everyone and accuse the groom of false intentions, saying he only seeks to marry Mary because of her father's wealth, that is no small matter. These are not words you just throw around lightly. To say such a thing in public, she must be convinced in her heart that it is the truth.
Otherwise, why would she risk such shame and possible anger from both families?
That is where my thoughts are also resting. I keep wondering what will happen now. You know very well that Mary's father is a man of great wealth and influence, and since Mary is his only child, the matter of inheritance is not something to be joked with. If what Janet said is true, then Peter and his friend Chike may have been scheming all along. But if it is not true, then Janet has caused damage that cannot easily be repaired. Either way, this is not a small quarrel. This is a scandal that has spread like fire through dry grass.
You are saying the truth. Even as we sit here, I am sure the families are in closed doors, discussing what to do next. Everyone is waiting to hear if the wedding will still hold or if it has been permanently cancelled. My own curiosity is about the pastor. What will he do? Because as the officiating minister, he cannot just wave his hand and pretend nothing happened. He will have to weigh the matter carefully, perhaps even suspend the union until things are sorted out.
I agree. The pastor is in a very delicate position. If he goes ahead with the marriage without addressing the objection, people will say he supported deception. But if he cancels it outright, he risks angering Peter's family, who may accuse him of bias. So I think the pastor will most likely call both families for a private meeting. He will want to hear every side of the story before making a final decision. Perhaps he may even insist on postponing the wedding until the truth comes out.
And that, Mr. Okoro, is what everybody is waiting for, the truth. If Peter truly loves Mary, then time will prove it, because true love is patient and not greedy. But if he is indeed after her father's wealth, then no matter how much he pretends, the mask will eventually fall off. I just pity Mary in all of this. Imagine the pain of standing at the altar, expecting joy, only for her day to turn into a stage of accusations. My heart goes out to that young woman.
You speak well, Madam Ades. It is indeed a heavy burden for her. But I must say, I admire Janet's courage. Many people would have kept quiet, fearing disgrace, but she spoke out. Now whether she did it out of truth or malice, time will reveal. As for me, I will not rush to conclude. I will only wait and watch. The next few days will decide the fate of this union, and the whole town will surely talk about it for months to come. How? How did everything go so wrong so quickly? I had it all within my grasp. The wedding was supposed to seal my future, and in a single day, it has nearly slipped away like water between my fingers. Janet has ruined everything, and Mary's eyes are no longer blind. Even her father, though he listened to me, could see through some of my words. What do I do now? What path remains for me? If I sit idle, the whole family will turn against me. If I act rashly, I may destroy the little trust that still lingers. No, I must be clever. I must press forward, not backward. Yes, if the pastor can be convinced, if Mary's parents can be softened, if they can be persuaded that I am genuine, then all is not lost. But I cannot do it alone. My mother, yes, she must stand with me. A mother's voice carries weight, and she can appeal where I cannot. She can show them that my intentions are honorable, even if they doubt me. I must go to her now. She must understand the urgency, and she must do everything possible to restore this wedding before it is too late.
Come in. The door is not locked. Peter, my son, what troubles you so deeply that you walk about as though fire is chasing you? Your face is pale, your hands are trembling, and your steps are heavy. Speak to me plainly. What is it that burns your heart so?
Mother, I need your help, and I need it urgently. Things are falling apart, and if we do not act quickly, all that I have worked for will be destroyed. I want you to meet with the pastor, to go to Mary's parents, and to put things right so the wedding can be conducted without delay. Do everything possible, Mother, I beg you. Speak for me where I cannot, and make them see that this union must not be abandoned.
My son, I hear your words, but I must understand the reason for such great pressure. Why are you in such a hurry? Why do you tremble as though time itself is your enemy? A wedding is not bread to be snatched from the fire. It is a sacred covenant, and it must be built on truth. So tell me, Peter, why this urgent cry to make it happen at once?
Mother, it is because I love Mary. I love her with all my heart, and I cannot bear the thought of losing her. She is the woman I have dreamed of, the woman I have chosen to stand by me all my life. I know mistakes have been made, I know people whisper and accuse, but my love for her is not a lie. If the marriage is delayed, her heart may be turned against me completely, and I will lose her forever. That is why I need you, Mother. I need you to rise and defend me, to plead with them so that the ceremony can be concluded.
Peter, my son, love is indeed a strong reason, but it must be accompanied by patience and sincerity. I have heard rumors, whispers of deceit, claims that your desire for Mary may not be pure. I am your mother, and I want the best for you, but I will not deny that such whispers trouble me. If indeed your heart is true, then the truth will vindicate you in time. But running in haste may only deepen suspicion. Still, because I am your mother, I cannot fold my hands while you cry out in desperation. I will go, I will speak with them, but remember this, no mother's word can permanently cover falsehood. Only the truth can stand when storms rise.
Mother, I thank you. You are my last hope. If you speak for me, I know the pastor will listen, and Mary's parents will reconsider. Only help me to restore what has been broken, and I promise you, everything will be made right.
I will go, Peter. I will do what I can. But may God expose every hidden thing, for only then will peace return to this matter.
Mr. Bassey, you have come to my office today.
Peter, my friend, forgive me for speaking so directly, but I can no longer ignore what I see. You have changed so drastically these past few weeks that even the air around you feels heavy. It is not only about the wedding day disgrace. No, I can tell there is more weighing on you. Your countenance is not the face of a man preparing for joy, but that of someone walking under a storm. Tell me the truth, Peter. What is really going on with you? I would rather you open your heart to me than continue to sink in silence.
Bassey, you have spoken well. I cannot hide it any longer, not from one who has eyes sharp enough to see through me. You are right, the wedding objection is only part of the burden. My troubles began long before that day. Everything started the moment I allowed myself to be dragged into Chike's plans.
Chike's plans? What do you mean? I always thought you were a man who knew his path clearly. Are you telling me that someone else has been guiding your steps into this mess? Explain it to me plainly, Peter.
Yes, it is true. Before Chike entered my affairs, my life was simpler. I had a woman I loved with all my heart, Janet. She was my dream girl, Bassey, the one who truly understood me. But because she had no wealthy father, no large inheritance, Chike laughed at me. He told me love alone would not build a future, that wealth must be considered above everything else. And then he began to feed me with ideas, whispering that I must go after Mary, the only daughter of a wealthy man, that marrying her would secure my life forever. At first, I resisted. I told him I already had Janet, and that was enough. But he mocked me, saying I was blind, saying no man with sense would ignore such an opportunity. Slowly, his words sank into me, and my heart wavered. That was the moment I lost my way, Bassie. I abandoned Janet, my true love, and I pursued Mary under the influence of Chike's schemes.
Peter, this is heavier than I imagined. So you are saying you threw away the woman who truly cared for you, all because Chike convinced you to chase wealth through another woman? That was the first crack, my friend, the first step into ruin. No wonder Janet stood boldly on the wedding day. Perhaps her heart still bleeds from how you treated her, and she could not stand to watch Mary fall into the same trap.
You speak the truth. I see it now, clearer than ever. Janet was my gift, but I let her slip away. And when she stood to expose me, it was not only anger but pain speaking through her lips. I betrayed her, and now she is the thorn tearing down what I tried to build.
Peter, listen to me as a brother. You are standing at a dangerous crossroads. You cannot continue to blame everything on Chike, though he played a role. At the end of the day, it was you who made the choice, you who walked away from Janet, you who pursued Mary under false pretense. The guilt you carry will not leave until you face it with honesty. If you continue to cover lies with more lies, the weight will crush you.
I know, Bassie. Every night I lie awake, wondering how I could have been so foolish. I sacrificed love on the altar of greed. And now, I am losing everything. Chike keeps pushing me, threatening me to make sure the wedding holds, but deep inside, my heart is restless. I cannot undo the past, but I fear the future I am running toward is darker than the past I abandoned.
Then, Peter, you must make a decision. Will you continue to let Chike drive you deeper into ruin, or will you break free and face the truth? Mary deserves honesty. Janet deserves respect. And you, my friend, deserve peace, but only if you are willing to step away from deceit. Do not let your life become a monument to regret. Choose truth, even if it costs you wealth, because in the end, peace is worth more than riches. Think about it.
Why do people think it is so easy to walk away from a mess once you are neck deep in it? My colleague means well, I can see the sincerity in his words, but what he doesn't understand is that I am far gone. I have crossed lines that cannot be uncrossed, and there is no simple turning back for me. This whole thing did not just start on the wedding day, no, it began long before when I foolishly allowed myself to listen to Chike's cunning plans. I abandoned Janet, the woman I truly loved, because I thought the promise of wealth and position was better. I believed that by marrying Mary I could climb into a life of abundance and respect. But now everything is falling apart before my very eyes. The world is closing in on me, and the dangerous part is that Chike is involved. He is not a man to disappoint. He is not a man you play with. He will not hesitate to make my life miserable if I dare pull out of this arrangement. No, I cannot take that advice. It is too late for me to turn back, even if it costs me peace, even if it costs me my soul.
Pastor, thank you for coming so quickly. I must confess that my heart is heavy and deeply troubled. You witnessed it yourself. What was supposed to be a joyous occasion turned into confusion and disgrace when the objection was raised. Since then, things have not been the same in my household. Mary is unsettled, her mother is restless, and my mind is torn in several directions. Pastor, the matter is complicated. On one hand, Peter still comes around with gestures of humility and claims of love. On the other hand, my daughter has revealed disturbing concerns that make me question everything about him. I do not know which way to turn, but I know this is not just about emotions or appearances. This is about my only child, my heir, my entire legacy. Pastor, I need guidance. What does the Lord say in such a matter?
My brother, I perceive the weight upon your shoulders, and I do not take it lightly. Marriage is not something we rush into or conduct merely for the satisfaction of culture and family name. It is a covenant before God, and if there are shadows lurking around it, then we must be still and listen to the Spirit. I can tell you this without doubt, the Holy Spirit is not an author of confusion. If indeed Peter's intentions are sincere, time will reveal it. But if there is deceit hidden beneath his smiles and humility, then time will also expose it. That is why you must not be hasty, my brother. Do not allow pressure from society or from Peter's family to make you act. Instead, we must wait upon God. I strongly believe that the Lord will open your eyes to see the truth. He will not allow his daughter to be joined to a man who seeks only her inheritance. Let us commit this to prayer, and let the Holy Spirit give you peace about the next step.
Pastor, I feel a calmness in my heart as you speak, because I know these are not mere words. They carry weight, and they carry spirit. The truth is, I do not want to see my daughter's life destroyed because of haste or falsehood. If this union is of God, nothing will stop it. If it is not, then no matter how hard Peter pushes, it will not stand. I will do as you say, Pastor. I will take this to prayer, and I will wait for God's direction.
That is the path of wisdom, my brother. Remember, the Bible says that the steps of the righteous are ordered by the Lord. If you lean on Him, you will not miss the way. Let the Spirit guide you, and the truth will shine through the darkness. Meanwhile, do not leave Mary unattended. She must feel your support and covering during this season. Remind her that she is precious not only in your sight but in God's as well.
Hello, Mr. George. Pastor, forgive me. There is a call from my office, and they say it is urgent. I must attend to it right away, though my heart is still heavy. Please remain here for a while, and when I return, we will continue. Thank you for standing with my family in this trying time.
Go in peace, my brother. I will remain here and keep this house in prayer while you attend to your duty.
I appreciate it. God bless you for your good works.
Pastor, I have carried this burden for too long, and it has been eating me up from the inside. What happened on the wedding day was not just an accident or some petty misunderstanding. It was the revelation of the truths I had been struggling with, and I could not allow myself to stay silent any longer. Chike has been using intimidation, threats, and manipulation to force me into silence, and I kept quiet because I was afraid of what he could do. But when I saw Mary about to be tied to Peter under false pretenses, I knew that if I stayed quiet, I would be part of their deception. Pastor, Peter does not truly love Mary. This whole marriage was planned only to gain access to her father's wealth, since she is his only child. That was the agenda from the beginning, and Chike masterminded it all.
My daughter, this is indeed a very serious matter. I thank God for the courage He gave you to speak out. For the truth is light, and light always exposes darkness. I can sense the hand of the Lord in your decision, because if this union had gone forward under such falsehood, it would have destroyed Mary's peace, her family's joy, and even Peter's own soul. Marriage is a holy covenant, not a business arrangement. To enter it deceitfully is to invite calamity upon both households. The Spirit of God is revealing the truth in due season, and though it brings pain, it is better to face the truth now than to live a lifetime of regret. You are welcome, ma'am.
What? What am I hearing? Janet, is this the truth? I cannot believe this. Are you saying that my son has been plotting with Chike just to marry Mary for her father's wealth? That all this show of love he has been professing was nothing but a mask? My God. No wonder his behavior has been strange, and he has been pushing me with urgency to pressure the pastor and Mary's parents into resuming the wedding quickly. Pastor, my heart is broken. How could my son go this far? How could he destroy his own name and drag our family into shame for the sake of riches?
Mother, I wish I were lying, but this is the truth. I was once close to Peter, but everything changed the moment Chike convinced him that marrying Mary was the golden ticket to becoming the heir of her father's wealth. He promised Peter influence, riches, and status if he would let go of me and pursue Mary instead. I watched the man I once cared for transform into a stranger right before my eyes. And when I tried to resist and speak up, Chike warned me, threatened me, and even tried to bribe me to keep quiet until after the wedding. But I could not continue to live under that weight.
Enough. The Spirit of God has spoken clearly here today. Madam, I know this is not what you wanted to hear about your son, but truth must prevail over sentiments. As a shepherd of God's flock, I cannot in good conscience officiate a wedding that is built on lies, deceit, and a lust for wealth. If Peter truly loves Mary, let him repent and rebuild trust with sincerity before God, before her, and before her family. But as things stand, this marriage must not take place. It would be a grievous sin before the Lord to proceed as if nothing has been revealed.
Pastor, you have spoken rightly. I am ashamed, but I cannot stand against the truth. I now see why Mary's heart was unsettled, and why things unfolded the way they did during the ceremony. I was blind, supporting my son, believing he was in love. But I will not support evil, even if it comes from my own blood. Pastor, I beg you, do not let this wedding happen under these circumstances. Let my son face the truth, even if it is painful. It is better that he feels the sting of correction now than be destroyed by the consequences of lies later.
God bless you for humbling yourself to say this, my sister. I will stand in prayer with you, with Janet, and with Mary's family, for the Lord to heal the wounds this has caused. But the wedding cannot go on. Let the truth stand, and let God's will be done.
Mary, thank you for agreeing to meet me. I know I have made mistakes, I know things have gone out of hand, but deep in my heart, I still believe we can make this work. Please, do not let go of all we have shared because of whispers and schemes.
Peter, I did not come here to quarrel with you. I came to speak the truth, and I hope you will accept it with maturity. I have thought deeply, prayed sincerely, and spoken to my parents. And the decision is clear in my heart, I am no longer interested in this marriage. I have chosen to move on with my life.
Mary, please do not say that. I love you, and I have been fighting so hard to protect what we share. Yes, I may have acted foolishly, yes I may have yielded to wrong influences, but everything was because I could not imagine losing you.
Peter, you say you love me, but your actions have not proven it. Love is not built on deceit, manipulation, or secret plots. Love is pure, honest, and patient. I have forgiven you, Peter. Truly, from the bottom of my heart, I hold no grudge. But forgiveness does not mean I will continue in a path that is clearly destructive. I will not marry you, Peter, and that is final. I pray you find peace, Peter. And I pray you allow God to transform your heart, because He alone can mend the damage that greed and wrong counsel have caused in you. Goodbye, Peter.
Mr. Chike, you are under arrest for multiple offenses. First, you embezzled money that was meant for settlement and silencing of Janet, diverting it for your selfish gain. Second, you have been accused of intimidation and threats against Janet, coercing her to keep quiet under duress. Third, you engaged in fraudulent manipulation to push Peter into a false marriage arrangement for personal financial benefit. And finally, you attempted to force Mary, the only daughter of Mr. Johnson, into a marriage built on deceit for the purpose of stealing her father's wealth. This is nonsense. You have no proof. I was only trying to help my friend. Everything was for Peter's good. You cannot pin this on me.
We have more than enough proof. Testimonies from Janet, confessions from witnesses at the wedding, and financial traces of the money you misused. You will have your time to speak in court. For now, you will follow us to the station.
Thank you, officers. Let the law take its full course. It is time for truth to prevail and for evil schemes to be exposed.
Dear viewers, from this story we learn that no matter how long deceit lasts, truth will eventually prevail. Forgiveness is powerful, but wisdom is needed to make the right choices for our future. Always remember, God's plan for your life is greater than any human manipulation. Thank you for watching. Stay blessed, and keep watching Udofia animations for more inspiring stories.